Hi everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I'm sitting here right next to my firewood, which smells so good, by the way. I love the smell of firewood. I like the smell of it burning. I like the smell of it freshly cut. I like the smell of fresh cut trees and logs, fresh split wood. Anyway, I want to tell you why there's a lot of theories and rumors about why I'm not stressed about firewood. Now, this has nothing to do with little green men and slimy things that live under bridges. Nope, this is just to answer some questions that I see. And I'm going to do this from time to time. I'm going to do some videos from time to time answering commonly asked questions. One of the theories is why I am not stressed about firewood. Well, the reason is I just worked for maybe... I'm going to work on butchering a chicken. Quiet! I just worked for maybe an hour to get enough wood to last me till February. Today is January 20th, and I got a little bit more I still have to stack up. That's all I could get on the wagon. But in an hour, I processed enough wood to get me through the rest of January. I had done the hardest of the work, logging it out, earlier in the year, obviously, and last year. Splitting it is enjoyable. But why am I not stressed about firewood for the tiny house on wheels? Well, because just right here is about 10 days of firewood. And my tiny house is so super insulated and the wood stove is so efficient that I don't have to worry about burning much firewood. 2 to 3 logs right here, pieces, just split logs, 2 to 3 logs last me 8 hours. An 8-hour period right there. Most of you guys will burn that in 2 hours in an average wood stove. But this lasts me right here 8 hours of burning. Okay? Sometimes just 2 logs, depending on how cold it is. This is if it's colder, like right now. I'm burning 3 like this. If it's not so cold, I'm only burning like these 2. I'm not counting that one. He's a little smaller. About those 2 in an 8-hour period. So I burn between 6 and 9 pieces of wood in an 8-hour period. Again, this is not everything. There's some over there. But in an hour, I can process 10 days of wood for my tiny house on wheels. And that's why I'm not stressed about it. You'll never see me really stressing out about, oh, I don't have any firewood. Oh, I'm going to go cold. But a lot of my viewers are stressed, and I really apologize for that. I don't mean to stress you out or scare you or have you worried about me. So that's why I'm going to do these little sessions from time to time and explain things. This is not a sit down and Troy talking about everything video because I didn't do any work today video. The video you just saw previously was the work of getting this ready. And as I was working, I was thinking about all the questions and all the people worried about me. And there's people truly concerned about my comfort out here, and especially Melanie, since she's coming. And I have enough. Right now we're looking at January is done, and I've got enough for February and March, and then we're into spring. So I'm going to be comfortable. It doesn't take much. I think if I burn heavy, I might burn 1 quart of wood. If I burn hot and heavy. So far this entire winter, I've only burned half a quart of wood total. That's it, up to now. I think 1 quart of wood will get me through an entire year, which is pretty good, pretty efficient. But that's why I built a tiny house like I did. That's why I'm taking my time on building the tiny house, because it's really important to me compared to... I froze so miserably the last 2 years before. Well, not last winter, but the 2 years before that. This will be my 4th winter off the grid, by the way. And my 2nd year warm. I spent 2 years freezing miserably and 2 warm years. And this is why. This is just so much better that I don't have to work that hard towards getting heat in the tiny house. I heard talk about, well, he doesn't need firewood because he's got a propane heater. Well, that's not true. Propane costs money, and you all know that I don't have excess money laying around. So, the propane is a standby heater. Although I have to admit, some evenings it has kicked on in the tiny house when I had the wood stove damped down a little too far, or I was a little short on wood up by the house, and I didn't want to go out in the cold, and I didn't want to deal with it. So it did kick on every once in a while, but as a standby only heater for if I have to go away, or wood stove goes out, or I want to work on the wood stove or clean the wood stove, then I have that standby heat, and that's nice to have. But it is not running 24/7. Pilot lights on, yeah, but I'm not going to waste my money on propane if I don't have to. This is it right here. This is my source of heat. So I hope that explains why I'm not stressed about firewood for my tiny house on wheels. It doesn't mean I've seen theories. Now this is a little green man talking here. I've seen theories that I had. This is just a stage or a show or a set or whatever, and that's why I don't need firewood. Well, even if that were true, which is not, the cats would need heat. I wouldn't let my cats suffer through that. So I keep the house nice and cozy, warm, and also it's nice to keep a house warm even if I do go away for any period of time. To keep that house warm, because it's harder to warm a place up to a comfortable temperature once it's been deep frozen than it is to just maintain. It takes a whole lot more firewood to bring that back up to temperature than it does to just maintain a nice, steady, easy temperature. So that's why I'm not stressed. I've got a whole lot of wood like this yet left out there. I got to pick and choose. Some of the wood that I cut today was wet. I could feel the wetness. You can feel if you can tell this is really light. I can tell what's wet, what's cured, and what's not. I've learned a lot. A year ago, I had just about a year and a half ago or so, I never knew how to fell a tree. I'd never done so in my life. Now I go out here and I zip things away at will. I'm comfortable. So I've learned so much, and you guys have helped me a lot. How to split wood properly, how to hold the axe or the splitting maul. Well, terms, I didn't know the proper terms. How to hold the maul properly. I've learned a lot. I'm starting to learn how to identify wood. I've learned the hard way that if you cut trees that have the sap flowing in spring, they're not going to cure as fast. Especially if you just cut them in logs and don't split them open. I've learned that maple is a nightmare to split open when it's wet and has the sap flowing. That's going to take a year before I can split it. So I've learned a lot, and a lot of it has come from you guys, the viewers. And I do read the comments, and I do learn a lot from you guys, so I want to thank you for being there. I'm going to get back in my warm and cozy tiny house on wheels and have a cup of tea. There's rumors, I don't know where they come from, because it's not from me, that I run my generator every day, 24/7, or whatever. My generator's dead, again. This one leaks gas out of the gas tank. I'm thinking at the seam, because it leaks for a little while and then it stops, so I have to take it apart. But, this one is DOA. So, and as you notice, I mean, many of you are not complaining about my daily videos, but some people are confused. And rumors get out, and honest people start to believe the rumors. And so I'm here to dispel the rumors that this is not running. And some people may think I turn on the generator and turn it off at will just to make a video clip, but I'll tell you, honestly, that is never going to happen. I just don't have the time to mess around with turning that on and off. And a day like today was a relatively beautiful day for solar power. And recently I've had some nice solar coming in. So I haven't had to run the generator in a little while. Actually, I don't think I've touched this it's been dead for 2, going on 3 weeks now. You guys could probably go back and hear the last time I used it, because I mentioned when I'm using my generator, I say I'm using my generator, and I mention why, because it's cloudy. There's not an off-grid home in the world that I know of that uses solar power alone that doesn't have a backup generator, or they will go without power after 3 days of clouds. If you run your system longer than 3 days on an average system of cloudy period, you will destroy your batteries. And that's why a generator is a good backup for those situations. So I don't know why people think that I have to run this all the time, but no. Just to run my computer and some LED lights, nah. That's all I use in my house right now is my computer is on right now, actually, processing videos. I use the daytime hours to upload videos because free energy from the sky. And that saves me money and saves me a lot of, well, wear on the batteries. In the evenings, I usually am doing something else or have the computer unplugged from the power. And the generator is only for long periods of cloudy days. So, nope, not using it. I gotta fix it. It'll be a video in itself one day when I get around to it. It's just too cold right now, I'm serious. It's just too cold to be messing with that engine right now. But, you'll see. It'll be a video. I'm gonna have to do it eventually here.